What's happening, people? We're here. Damned if I know. We're getting ready for season 2, but I guess we're introducing our new installment of Diary of the Damned. This is basically our thoughts on whatever is current. You're just shaking your head. This is very informal, so y'all not about to see what y'all saw on season 1. This is more raw. Just pure thoughts on things that's happening in the world, just navigating life. So,
and we wanted to have a way, because Damned If I Know is turning into a community and not just a podcast, to be able to, like Tyra said, just talk about a little bit of anything. If you have watched Damned If I Know before, then you know that's kind of what we do. We're willing to kind of just put it all out there, knowing that we're all kind of in this thing together. And so as we navigate certain topics, we wanted to be able to get as many of you involved as we could. And so Diary of the Damned is just another way to be able to do that. So we want to hear your stories, your experiences,
your thoughts.
Right,
like today's topic. I don't mean to cut you off, but today I think we're gonna have it's a thoughtful topic, and we chose it just because it's been over the media, and it's dealing with Russell Wilson, Sierra, and them changing Baby Future's last name. I think they actually just added to it. I think it's hyphenated.
Yeah.
But again, everybody has thoughts, but these are the type of conversations that we feel actually help our community grow, right? It just helps reshape thoughts. It helps provoke thoughts or change thoughts. So I don't know what we're about to get into it.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is not scripted, so we don't have, this is just us in front of the camera. And again, it's really just to build that community, to give people spaces, safe spaces, to share thoughts, to bounce ideas off the wall with other like-minded people. And, I guess I'm ready to get in it, because this was, I just didn't understand as an active father, I did not understand, there's a lot of mixed reviews, but for those who are focusing on the narrative of Russell Wilson being this simp, I especially from the black community, it's how?
Yeah.
What has he done that is simp-ish?
Right.
Right? He's been a stand-up father, he's been a stand-up husband, he's
a
taken
good man.
Yeah, just a great person.
Yeah.
Right, and so now it's what, I guess, because I've seen men and women alike, and so now it's what are the standards of fatherhood? Right, I don't even want to talk about black men. What's the standard of fatherhood? Because what I know is, in order, name changes.
Yeah.
That's court ordered.
Yep.
Right, in order for Legend's last name to be changed, I have to do one or two things. I either have to agree, or I have to not respond to whatever petition is.
It's been made.
Right, and so it's so easy to focus on Russell, but there's an opportunity for him to be whatever. As long as Dad's there, there's no opportunity for
anything to happen without him,
right?
Without his permission, or
just if. There's no need to change your last name if you're active, because you don't feel left out in the mixed family, in the blended family. Right? If you're in a blended family and you don't have that active father, but you have that name, and everybody else in the house has this Wilson last name, now we got to think about the child. How isolated does that child feel? I'm walking around here with the last name of a person who doesn't want anything to do with me, obviously. Right? And so I guess it just struck me as an active father, as I would say, as a person who my father wasn't actively present. Right. And so it's I don't know.
We've talked about this before. Both of us at different times have had different last names, or I did.
Right, yeah, I wasn't born a Thomas.
Yeah, my last name was not Poole until 2nd grade.
I was right about that, first or second, I can't remember.
It must be the time of, I don't know what happens in 2nd grade, but
but even that, I wanted my grandpa's last name. I wanted to be a Franklin. Like, I remember telling my
that's who you felt
that's
like
who I grew up.
connected
That's
to.
who I was connected to. That's the
Right.
house I'm in. Everybody in my house. So at that time, because my Uncle Shed was still here. So I'm living at the house. It's my grandmother, my grandfather, and my 2 uncles. Everybody in the house is a Franklin except me. So even then, I didn't want to be a Thomas. I wanted to be a Franklin at the time because that was my core. That was
your family.
every day I'm with Franklins and I'm not a Franklin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, I mean, I wound up taking my dad's last name and I'm proud of it. I wear it proudly. Like, I don't want to be anything other than a Thomas. That's who I am. But at that time, I was 7, 8 years old.
Right.
I just wanted to feel a part of something.
Right. Well, and I think that's what we're talking about, right? Like, it's the fact that, I know we're using like baby Future, who's not a baby. So that's the other part. He's not a baby anymore.
And so we don't know what conversations he's had.
Right, because now he's old enough to express a little bit more about what his experience has been like having Russell as a bonus dad and his dad's role or lack thereof. Like, we don't know because that's a family discussion and decision. But I think similarly, like at a lot of points in parenthood or family structures, at a certain point, sometimes those conversations have to happen to figure out what is best for the child.
I remember being involved in those. Like, I was like, I didn't have much say so.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. I don't necessarily know that I remember my mom coming to me and saying like, okay, we're about to change your name and here's why. I remember us talking about it because I went to first grade as a Jackson and I went to second grade as a Poole. And similarly, like, I would not want to change my name. I have, like, everything that I have built and become is tied to that name. But you don't necessarily, like, even think about, like, what all does go into the decisions from the parent side.
Yeah, like,
and I'm not a parent, but I would have to guess that, like you said, it's a point of pride for, like, you going back to Russell and the point that, like, he has been present in that child's life since I think he was a couple months old. And
Walking.
so, and so it's kind of like, and not only in that moment he was also trying to make very clear that not only was he choosing Future's mom, but he was choosing Future.
Everything that came with
that because
everything
he
that came
wanted that family to become his family. And and I know we're not gonna get into it today, but conversations about chosen family and like names are a part of that too. And so, I feel like what I have seen on social media related to the sort of bashing or questioning of like almost like a motive, Russell wouldn't gain anything from.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you. I think, and I might be wrong, but a lot of men have resentment for what they didn't have.
Yeah.
Right. So it's easy to like a lot of people, period. But it's easy to like call somebody out for being something that you wanted. Right. Like,
that's fair.
As a kid, it was a point in time where I despised people with dads. Like, if your dad was at a game, I'm going at your rack. Like, I'm going at your. I had some of my best games against people who daddy was in the stands. Right? Because it was one of them things like, I want what you have.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to say that.
That's the only way for me to express it.
Right. So the only, like I want what you have. And didn't know you might be getting beat at the house. Your dad might not really show up.
Good of it.
I don't even know if you have a good dad. Right? I just know I want one.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, I just think that we oftentimes forget about the kid. Like, for all we know, he asked for that.
True. We don't. And that's
right, because I know the feeling of asking to be a Franklin. And my grandpa ain't leave the porch. Outside of going to Romano's to get cigarettes, he didn't leave the porch. Right, but that was my dog. He was mine. Taught me how to count money. Picked me up from kindergarten every day. Like that was my dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so like I can imagine this kid. What he probably like 10 now?
Probably it has to be close to it.
Yeah, right. And so he understands. Here's the difference. I ain't have social media. He can see what his daddy doing.
That's true.
Mine was in jail. Right? It ain't a past, but mine made mistakes and I understood. All right, he paying for his mistakes right now.
Yeah.
Right? And even he's telling me like,
the reason
hey, you don't want to be here. I did this. Don't do this so you don't have to do this. Right? Shit, his daddy out having fun. So who knows what that baby is telling this man who's stepping up?
Right.
We don't know how many times he say thank you, or I love you, or right. Because even just knowing how I get that from kids that I've coached, I can only imagine how he's getting that from, right? And so it's like, I don't know, it just makes me question the mind state of our people and where we are in some aspects of growth and like the things that we say we want as a community.
Yeah.
But then the responses that we give out when community is being built in a healthy way.
In a healthy way, and in a way that we're saying we're asking for, right? So I think that's my disappointment in the topic was centered around like the idea that we're even having like arguments and disagreements. Why
is it even a conversation?
About it?
Why it's just a clap and move on?
And correct, because it's also none of our business.
It ain't none of us have to raise them.
Correct.
None of us have to co-parent. None of us, and so like from that. And again, we still don't know what's happening on the inside of that home, but from the outside in, the parents give. This is working for us. The kids give. This is working for us.
What else is there?
What else is there to give?
Or to give?
The look. Worry about the look.
The look is important to some people though, and so I think that's where.
But the look, that's a good look.
It is. It is until you are on what is that like kind of like you said, the warped thinking sometimes as a culture is like that's where the whole conversation around him being a simp.
And people are like, I ain't taking care of nobody's kids, but you wish somebody stepped in and took care of you.
Right. But again, that goes back to what you said earlier of like sometimes people are resentful towards seeing other people have something they didn't get, and then even in adulthood still probably can't. And so I think that that's where all of the like, discourse happened. And then, I know we had our own, we've had our own experiences around names.
Yeah,
being able to recognize that for us, it actually, it worked well because we wouldn't change our names for anything. But it was too late. But
this is true.
But I think being able to, have a conversation about that, knowing that literally people are, tussling on social media. So
damned if I know.
That was like perfect end.
Right. That's it.